Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. International graduates who are not currently eligible to extend their status may feel limited in their options to remain here in Canada after their post-graduation work permit expires. Especially those international graduates who worked last year and wondering how and what to do if my post-graduation work permit is about to expire. In this video, we will talk about the ways and options for you to stay here in Canada once your one-year post-graduation work permit or your post-graduation work permit is about to expire. For those of you who are new learning about Canada, a PGWP or post-graduation work permit is an open work permit that allows international graduates to work anywhere across in Canada up to a maximum of 3 years, depending on their studies. A PGWP can only be obtained if you graduated from a designated learning institution listed on the official Canada website. So there are temporary and permanent options available for you to stay here in Canada after your post-graduation work permit expires. So the first option is LMIA or Labor Market Impact Assessment. LMIA or Labor Market Impact Assessment is a document issued by ESEC or Employment Social Development Canada in which they examines the effect of employing a foreign national in Canada for a specific position. They assess and issued whether it has a positive or a negative impact to the Canadian labor market, and getting this LMIA approval can be costly to employers. Positive LMIA indicates that there is no Canadian or permanent resident available to do the work advertised, allowing an employer to hire a foreign worker, and a negative LMIA indicates that this role should be filled by a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. So if your post-graduation work permit is about to expire, look for employer listed or have a positive LMIA approved. And you will be using this LMIA approved document to apply for a work permit. And keep in mind that this type of work permit is employer-specific or closed work permit. Next is the IEC or the International Experience Canada. This program's main objective is to give opportunities to foreign nationals from participating countries to work and travel here in Canada. It's kind of a similar idea to the US program like the J1 exchange or cultural exchange program, and if you're aware of that too, comment below. I used to be part of that program. Anyway, you may visit the link on the description box below to check the participating countries of this program. And if your country is not listed like the Philippines, you may still be able to apply for IEC through a recognized organization, and details on my description box below. And I forgot to mention that IEC has 3 categories, namely the working holiday, the young professional, and international co-op. So if you're eligible to those categories that I mentioned under IEC, the youth professional, the working holiday, the international co-op, you will be placed in one or more pool of IEC candidates and will be notified by receiving messages like invitation to apply for a work permit on your online account or IRCC account. Next is enroll in a post-secondary institution. Enrolling in a new post-secondary program could allow you to remain in Canada and work up to 20 hours per week. Technically, if you enroll to another or new post-secondary program, this buys you time to look for an employer willing to support you. However, in this option, it is important to remember that PGWP or post-graduation work permit is a one-time opportunity only for international students, meaning that you cannot get another post-graduation work permit for graduating for a second time or have taken it initially for the first time. And the last for the temporary option is the visitor visa. This temporary option is pretty well known for many. Applying for a visitor's visa allows you to temporarily stay or remain in Canada, and most of the visitors visas that I know are valid up to a maximum of 6 months without the opportunity to work. And it's important that you apply before your post-graduation work permit expires, otherwise you need to leave the country and re-enter. So for our permanent options, we have is of course our permanent residence pathways or programs. So this PR pathways. You need to apply for this before your post-graduation work permit expires. And for sure, some of this you are familiar of. And the first that we have on our list is Express Entry. Express Entry refers to the online application system used by IRCC that handles and processes applications received from skilled workers across the programs, namely the Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Worker Program, and Federal Skilled Trades Program. Next in line is the AIP, or the Atlantic Immigration Program. The Atlantic Immigration Program helps recent international graduates from Atlantic to become permanent residents. Candidates must have completed a qualifying full-time program of at least 2 years in length and must have lived in one of these Atlantic provinces for at least 16 months in the last 2 years before graduating to be considered. Qualifying graduates must also hold a job offer in the Atlantic provinces, and the job offer can be in Tier 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The advantage of this program is that international students who completed their studies do not have to fulfill the minimum work experience requirement. It also allows PGWP holders to apply before they have started working. This program may be a good advantage to PGWP holders who have not received a sufficient job experience to apply through other programs before their permit expires. Provincial Nominee Program is another program for permanent residency for individuals interested in moving to a Canadian province or territory. Once a province nominates you as a candidate, you then apply to the federal government, and only they can process and issue your permanent residency approval. So each province and territory holds its own express entry systems as well. So if you are nominated by a province under their express entry system, then you get automatically 600 points that you can use toward federal express entry CRS score. PGWP holders who have not completed a work experience in an occupational skill type eligible for express entry, there are still PNP programs options available for you. Most of the provinces have low-skilled PNP programs that allow individuals or internationals in tier category 4 and 5. If you graduated from one of the publicly funded post-secondary institution in one of the 11 select rural communities across Canada, then you may be eligible to apply under the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot. This pilot program requires candidates to have completed a master's degree or a post-secondary program of at least 2 years and to spend a minimum amount of time in the community. Each rural community has its own eligibility criteria for applicants that intend to apply to their program. And if you think that you fit for this program and you wanted to know more details of Rural Northern Immigration Pilot, check. All of the links are in my description box below. And we have the spousal sponsorship. Of course, this program or option is very straightforward. So Canada offers sponsorship program to permanent residents or Canadian citizens that wish to keep their loved ones here in Canada with them. And the main eligibility of this program is for you to be legally married or in a common law or marriage-like relationship for a minimum of 12 consecutive months to be eligible for this sponsorship. And if you are eligible to apply before your post-graduation work permit expires to one of those permanent residency options that we have talked about, then you may also be eligible to apply to a Bridging Open Work Permit or BOWP. And this work permit allows you to continue working while you are waiting for the decision or result of your permanent residency application. Alright, so don't worry if your 1-year PGWP or your post-graduation work permit expires or about to expire, as there are temporary and permanent options available for you to stay here in Canada. However, I encourage you guys to not let your PGWP expire without deciding which action to take. It is important that you will not become out of status in Canada because that will lead to difficult conditions in the future. Each program has specific criteria, so please make sure that you do your own research too to know which is best for you. And I hope I shed some light in this video, and if you like this content, please don't forget to like, comment, share this video. See you in my next video, guys, with much love. Bye!